Welcome to this session where we'll create a Power Automate flow using the is less than condition. Today's goal is to automate notifications for tasks nearing their due dates in our SharePoint project tasks list. This way, team members can be alerted to take action on tasks due soon without manually checking the list. Understanding our SharePoint list structure. Before jumping in, let's quickly review the fields in our project tasks list. Title: this is the name of the task. Assigned to: the person responsible for completing the task. Due date: the task's deadline. Status: the current state of the task, with options like not started, in progress, and completed. In this exercise, we'll be checking two main criteria. Due date: we'll use the is less than condition to identify tasks due within the next 3 days. Status: we only want to notify users about tasks that are not marked as completed, so we'll add a condition to skip notifications for finished tasks. Let's dive into Power Automate to set up this flow step by step. Setting up the automated flow trigger. Start by opening Power Automate, going to the Create section, and selecting an automated cloud flow. Since we want this flow to run whenever a new task is created in SharePoint, select when an item is created as our trigger. This will allow our flow to start automatically when a new item is added to the project tasks list. Name the flow. Let's call it Due Date Notification for Upcoming Tasks. Set the trigger details. In the When an item is created trigger, configure it with the following settings. Site address. Choose the site containing the project tasks list. List name. Select project tasks to target the correct list. Now, we're ready to set up the conditions. Adding the first condition. Due date check. Let's set up the due date condition to trigger notifications for tasks due within the next 3 days. Add a condition step. Click plus New Step, search for condition, and add it to the flow. Configure the due date condition. First field, select due date from the dynamic content. Operator, choose is less than. Third field, expression. Click expression and enter the formula add days to UTC now, 3. This sets our date threshold to 3 days from today, so only tasks due within this window will trigger notifications. Add a quick note here to remind others what this condition does. This checks if the due date is within the next 3 days, so we're notified of upcoming deadlines. Adding the second condition. Checking task status. Next, we'll ensure notifications are only sent for tasks that aren't completed. We'll add another condition within the Yes branch of the first condition. Add another condition. Step, in the Yes branch, click plus. Add an action, search for condition, and add it. Configure the status condition. First field. Select status from the dynamic content. Operator, choose is not equal to. Third field. Type completed. This skips notifications for tasks marked as completed. Add another note here stating, this condition prevents notifications for tasks that are already completed. Setting up the email. Notification action. Now, let's add the email notification that will be sent if both conditions are met, meaning the task has an upcoming due date and is still active. Add the email action. In the Yes branch of the second condition, click plus, add an action, and select Send an email V2. Configure the email action. 2. Select Assign to email to ensure the message goes directly to the person responsible for the task. Subject. Write a subject line like Reminder, Upcoming Task Due. Title. Using title from dynamic content so the task name is included. Body. Add a message, such as A task titled Title is due on due date. Please review and complete it soon. Using title and due date in dynamic content makes the email more informative for the user. Saving and testing the flow. Save the flow by clicking Save, then select Test to confirm it works as expected. Let's create several test items in SharePoint and walk through each scenario to understand how our flow behaves. Test scenarios for is less than. Flow. Now, let's go through a series of test cases to verify the flow works for different scenarios. Scenario 1. Task with an upcoming due date. Details. We'll create a new task titled Report Review with a due date 2 days from now and a status of In Progress. Expected result. Because this task is due within the next 3 days and is still active, we should receive an email notification. Test execution. After creating this item, we'll wait a few moments for the trigger to activate. Remember, trigger responsiveness depends on the user's Power Automate plan, so there might be a slight delay. After it runs, check the Assign to inbox to confirm the notification arrived. Scenario 2. Task due. Today, marked completed details. For this case, we'll add a task titled Completed Task with today's date as the due date and set the status to Completed. Expected result. The flow should recognize that the task is marked as completed and skip the email notification. Test execution. After creating this item, check the flow run history in Power Automate. You should see the flow triggered but stopping after evaluating the status condition, as no notification should be sent. Scenario 3. Task with a future due date. Details. Next, we'll create a task called Quarterly Planning, with a due date set for 2 weeks from now, and a status of Not Started. Expected result. Since this due date is outside the 3-day window, the flow should skip sending a notification. Test execution. After adding the item, verify in the flow's run history that it does not proceed past the due date condition, confirming no email was sent. Scenario 4. Urgent task assigned to yourself. Details. Lastly, let's assign a high-priority task to ourselves named Urgent Follow-up. With a due date set for tomorrow and a status of In Progress. Expected result. Given the due date is within the next 3 days and the task is still active, we expect to receive an email notification. Test execution. Create the item, wait for the flow to trigger, and then confirm the notification arrived in your inbox. This validates that tasks with upcoming due dates generate an alert. Congratulations! We've successfully created a flow that filters tasks based on due dates and status, ensuring users receive notifications only for tasks that are both urgent and active. By using the is less than condition, we've automated deadline reminders in a way that reduces manual checks and improves task tracking efficiency. Remember, the timing of trigger activations may vary based on the Power Automate plan, so premium users may experience faster response times. This flow setup can now help keep tasks on track, ensuring that due dates aren't missed, especially for important tasks. Fantastic job, everyone!